Hello everyone, let me just say that it feels really good to finally be back with a new video. It's already been more than a month. I completely lied in my communities tab post. I said that I would try to upload a video in like a week or two, and we're like 3 or 4 weeks away from that now. And yeah, I swear, I have good excuses, but I'm not even going to share them because I feel like it's pointless, okay? You guys don't know me. You just want and expect videos to come out from this channel, right? And here's one. But this one in particular is going to be a pretty short one. I just want to have a little discussion about something that I think is very interesting with both expansions, actually, for The Witcher 3. But just before getting to the topic of today's video, I also want to take just a few seconds to say welcome to all the newcomers to the channel, the new subscribers. I hope that you'll enjoy the upcoming videos. And yeah, it's been really fun to see the Gaetan video in particular and my Hearts of Stone video also. They both keep getting views, so like there's always new people joining the channel and subscribing and discovering the channel, and I think that's really cool. And yeah, just wanted to take a second to say welcome to all the newcomers. Alright, so in this video, I want to talk about CDPR's approach to the characters that are included in both expansions of The Witcher 3. I think that what they did was a little bit risky, especially for a game like The Witcher 3, because The Witcher is all about important characters. At least for me, I think that a lot of my enjoyment from The Witcher, actually not only Witcher 3, but the entire trilogy and even the books to a certain degree, everything starts with very good character development, making me care about characters, and then you send me on a journey with those characters, right? And I can see how it might have been weird, okay, at CDPR when some people were like, okay, let's go pitch us your ideas for expansions for Witcher 3. And they just sat down and said, well, the first one would be about this guy named Gunter O'Dim, who's very fascinating. And then the other one would be about vampires. We think it could be pretty cool. And then they're like, well, okay. And who are the returning characters going on this journey with Geralt? Well, there's Shani from Witcher 1. There is, well, at the end of Blood and Wine, you can see one of the characters from the base game, depending on the choices that you made and the endings that you got with certain characters. That's pretty much it, yeah. Wow. Wow, that is such a bold move, in my opinion. I still kinda don't love it in some way. Like, I never really, like, thought about it because it's so good. The expansions are so good, but when I started to think about it a little bit more in depth, I realized that it's true that I kind of wish that all the characters that I love in Witcher 3 were more present in the expansions and that I got to spend more time with them. Unfortunately, it's not the case. And yet, I never complained about it. It's really when I started making this video, where I didn't plan to like complain, I just wanted to talk about that fact, which is very surprising to me. And like, I was genuinely surprised that they went in that direction. And it worked. It paid off. It definitely paid off. I think that the decision turned out fantastically, actually. Like, both expansions are amazing, and I think it's because they just handle developing characters well. They're just so good at it. Like, I cared about Gunter Odin very quickly, cared about Olgerd very quickly. I think it's the same for many of the characters in Blood and Wine. They successfully made me care about the expansion, and I think that the way they managed to develop their characters is so great that they didn't need returning characters. Could it have enhanced the experience? I think to a certain degree it could. It becomes a little bit complicated because based on your choices, you know, is Ciri dead? If she is, then you can't really bring her back. Is Geralt with Yennefer or with Triss? I guess you can develop, like, spend more resources developing two versions, but ultimately it's pretty hard, right? So maybe that's why they bring back Shani. Like, you still get a returning character, but you're not bringing back someone that everyone is going to care about, because obviously a lot of people are playing Witcher 3 have not necessarily played Witcher 1 or even Witcher 2. And you know, there are certainly some characters that could have made a comeback that don't really have a destiny that can change based on your decisions. Like, for example, Dandelion, and I think that, now that I think about it, I would have loved to have Dandelion be more present in one of the 2 expansions. I think it could have been interesting, especially like Witcher 1 style, where it feels like in Witcher 1, Dandelion always manages to find Geralt in some way. Like, they meet at like the less likely place, and they're just together.
Geralt,
Dandelion.
how did you get here?
Then again, you think about it, if Dandelion has more screen time, then you can't have all those amazing characters. And that's where the problem is. If you ask me before playing the expansion, I definitely want Dandelion to be there, like in both expansions, I think. But now that I've played, I'm like, the time that he would be there, who do you remove? Which storyline do you change? I don't think you want to change anything, because the expansions they work so well already. You don't want to touch them. I don't want to change them, and this video is not about saying that I don't enjoy the expansions. Hopefully I made that clear. But can we all agree, again, that it's a bold move, and that it's a crazy decision with all the build-up and the time that they spent building the characters to say, we're not going to use that actually. Like, we're just going to start from scratch. Of course, like Gunter O'Dim, probably the best villain in the entire trilogy, I want to say. And then, personally, for me, Regis is my favorite character in the entirety of The Witcher 3, if you don't count Geralt. So, clearly, it's like The Witcher at its best. Like, the expansions are fantastic. And that's why I think it's fair to say that it easily could have backfired pretty badly if it was executed poorly. Because yeah, the fans would just have said, like, why didn't you bring back some of the old characters if you can't develop new ones? Or make us care about them, I guess. In a way, I could have understood, but with how it played out, I guess we won't really ever have that discussion. Moving on, I think that a counter argument that some people could have about what I'm saying in this video is that Gunter O'Dim is technically a returning character, but you know, I don't really consider that a returning character. Like, sure, they planted the seed, but it's not like they really developed Gunter O'Dim there. A lot of the intrigue of the character started when we met him on the ship, and, well, when we first see him, I guess, in Hearts of Stone. And I don't really think that Gunter O'Dim was an interesting character. It was still fun to see him come back and I think I saw this guy before, but it's definitely not what I would consider a returning character. I think it's pretty obvious that not many people cared about Gunter in the base game. It's really in the expansion that he shines. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about is, I guess I just want to take a look at some of the decisions of CDPR in the past, and I guess I've talked in this video about how I was surprised that CDPR did what they did with the expansions, right, and that they didn't necessarily bring back many characters from the base game. I guess one thing that made me expect it a little bit was, if we look back at the transition from Witcher 2 to Witcher 3, it's pretty obvious that they don't really care about leaving behind some important characters. Like, for example, Roach was really important in Witcher 2, and he's barely used in Witcher 3. I'm not saying if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's just a fact, right? Roach is not very present, same for Vess. They're there, but they're definitely minor characters, I'd say. Pretty much the same thing with Jorvet. I guess it's even worse. He's not in the game at all, which still hurts my soul to this day, but it is what it is. And I don't hate their approach. I think it's really cool to be pretty much sent into the unknown with Geralt. And yeah, it's a topic that I really wanted to discuss in this video, and I thought it could make an interesting conversation, so hopefully you enjoyed this. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video, and it was the first one that I've ever done without a script, so I'm definitely looking for feedback on that, but hopefully you could feel a little bit more emotion from me in this video. I always make the videos with the same emotion level, I guess, but when you're reading a script, sometimes it's hard to convey the emotion that you had while writing it, or while, you know, it's different. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed and that it was still enjoyable despite how messy it might have been, because English is not my main language, so sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to make sentences that make sense, but I really enjoyed this actually. Thank you so much for watching. I plan to release another video very soon, which should be finding the best side quest, Skellige's Most Wanted. That's the plan. I love that quest. I was blown away the first time I played it, so really looking forward to that. Thanks again for all of the new subscribers. And to those who are still not subscribed, please consider subscribing and liking the video if you enjoyed this. Alright, I'll be back soon with more videos. Y'all have a great day and see you guys soon. Bye bye.